Mr. Tent, I thought you were building tents, and here you're laying down on the job.
Darlene, I just finished building this one. It is a beautiful, brand new from REI 2-person tent. It's got space for 2 sleeping pads and extra width. It's a Alps Meramac 2, 5 feet by 7.5 feet, and 48 inches high. Plenty of space. Darlene, you're going to like this one.
I do like it. It's very nice.
Well, let's go back in time and show you how we built it, okay?
Okay, sure thing. Bye.
Let me show you a detail of how these poles connect. It's really very simple. There's a ring and a pin. The pole goes simply into the pin, and of course you have it staked down like this. So out and in. That's what's holding your pole. Okay, we're ready for the basic lift. Essentially, I have stuck these 2 in the pins. I'm going to stick these other 2 in the pins and then do the lift. There are no pole sleeves to thread through. This uses all clips or hooks. I take my first pole, raise it up, doesn't matter where, stick it in this pin and lie it down. Take my second pole, bend it also, bring it to this pin, stick it in. These tents are so easy to build. Look at this. You raise it up, find the middle, which I call it this one. Where is it? It's here. And I click it on. I'm clicking it onto the upper pole. Now I just follow my seam lines on down there. By the way, they're color-coded. These are red, and this middle one is the middle one. It's the black one. I'm on the back side, flipping in fast. Okay, done with that side. Click, click. Done with that side. See these, how easy it is? Just click it in. I'm almost there. Do these from top to bottom. That's what REI recommends, and I believe them. Well, that wasn't a 10-minute tent. It's more like a 2-minute tent. Did you see that? You've got a lot of weather protection here. Let's try the door. The other one's already open. And that is a tent. Very easy to build. It looks sturdy and robust. I think you're going to like this one. And it's huge. 7.5 by 5 feet is plenty of space for 2 people. Next step, the rain fly and the walk around. Mr. Tent with a quick walk around of the Alps Meramac 2. This is a brand new tent, new in the box. And in Texas, you're worried more about ventilation than you are about warmth. See all this screen in here? That's going to give you a lot of good ventilation in our Texas summers. And of course you need also rain protection. Here's the second door. Let's go down inside. We've got the doors kind of hanging, but let me move them out of the way so you can see the wide space in here. We've got really sharp shadows today. Naturally, the screens are perfect because it's a brand new tent. This door is waterproof because you're counting on the door to protect you from rain. Facing over to the right, it's a symmetrical tent. You can see you've got a huge window. The floor feels sturdy, not super thin, it feels sturdy. And this is a gear hanger that hangs from clips up here so that you can hang gear that you don't want to be on the ground, such as a flashlight, eyeglasses, things that can break or that you want to have at a moment's notice. These are the clips. Notice that these clips just go on and off easily one-handed, and that makes the tent very easy to build. I think I put this thing up in about 2 minutes. If you can find the name, then you know that's the outside. This tent has its own stick pole. It's going to go from here to there with an awning across the door. So it has a little pocket here and its own pole. I'm going to run it through here. I'm going to stick it in this pocket like this. Did you see that? Just out it comes and in it goes. That's the easy one. Now I'm going to go find the other one, which is usually a little bit harder. And the reason it's harder, you have to actually bend the pole. Not much, but just a little bit. So I'm bending the pole, sticking it in. Also, there's a little rope in here, a little tie-off. This helps hold the pole in place. Just one, don't tie a knot, just make it simple like that. Next step is to deploy the fly. I've got my stick in my hand. I know it goes here, so I'm just going to lay it on there. I'm holding onto this corner. Here's a hook, and there's a ring. We're just going to take it to the ring like that. I'm over here. I know that I've got another hook, so I'm going to find it now. Okay, I've got that one in. Now, gently pull your rain fly over. See, it's starting to shape up. I'm on the back side of the tent, putting in hook number 3. Now, before I stick the third hook, I want to make sure that the center of the pole is at the center where they cross. In other words, that's pretty important. You want your rain fly to be centered up, and it is. Well, it's about this far off, but it looks like it's centered pretty well. There's a couple more details. Let me just show you over here. If it's threatening weather, you want this side to be facing into the wind and weather. Yes, your door is waterproof, but you want this side to be away from the rain. So face your strongly protected side into the wind and weather if you're worried about that. Now, on the other hand, if it's a nice breezy day, face the door into the wind so you can get some flow-through ventilation. That's your tip of the day. And that's a quick look at the rain fly deployment. Okay, this is the external walk around for an Alps Meramac 2. I've got the door buttoned up against the weather, but I do have the screen down. You would want that up in rainy weather, of course. You can see the rain fly gives you a good overhang for weather protection. Coming around the side, it's got some nice features, including high wind guy outs. This is the high wind guy out that you're going to tie strings to. And underneath, okay, I've got the hook released. Underneath the guy out is a piece of Velcro. See this? This is what holds your rain fly. I'll just wrap it again. This holds your rain fly onto the tent. So when you've got your guy, you're actually holding onto the whole tent, not just the rain fly. All the nice advanced tents have this. It's called a high wind guy out. Of course, here's where your white rope will go. You don't want black because somebody will trip over it. And then you'll be ready for some real weather. Now let's go inside and see how it looks when she's got the cover on. Some people call it a rain cover. Here's the screen, a lot of ventilation. It's got roll-ups, so you can just roll it up. This is all mesh. Of course, it's covered by the rain fly. The floor looks good, and I have now put the little gear storage pocket in here in place. And that's where you want to store your minor things that you can always find. Notice that the rain fly pole is right with where they cross. That's as it should be. Here's the last note on space. I've got a couple of air beds in here. These are what they call camping mats, and you can see this is 9 inches between them. Typically on a 2-person Boy Scout tent, they can, as long as they don't touch, count as a 2-person tent. But I've got a good 9 inches here. So I think you get a lot of extra spreading out room. That's a full-size thermarest, and this is an REI. Headroom and foot room, I see another whole foot and 3 inches at the end. So I think you're going to have plenty of room for you and your buddy on this tent. Thanks.